Good morning you guys, it's Karen, and today I am talking about pumpkin seed oil. So I have taken vitamins and minerals for as long as I can remember. I think the first book I bought, when I was sort of 14, 15 was on, or non-fiction book was on vitamins and minerals, kind of A to Z, and I loved learning about them. And I ended up doing a diploma. I remember I studied for quite a long time. I absolutely loved it, in herbal medicine, and I loved that also. And so it's something I've always had an interest in. It's something I've used with success in some areas. And when I say that, I remember I gave some advice to my friend. It's not just about supplements, it's about food as medicine as well. And I had a friend that was having nosebleeds, and she actually said to me, what would you recommend for it? And I think I said to her that you needed vitamin K, and I told her to eat lots of yogurt, lots of I told her BioLive yogurt. Anyway, she ate lots of yogurt and her nosebleeds stopped. She was having these constant nosebleeds. And a couple of people where I worked, they all knew that I had a real interest in this. They would come and ask me, what to take. I had somebody that had leg cramps at night and was struggling to sleep, and I told them to take magnesium, and that worked for them. And, I just loved it. And I was like almost being a little sort of doctor, So today I'm specifically talking about pumpkin seed oil for bladder issues, because that's why I'm taking these. But these have also been shown to work well for hair regrowth, both topically, so applying it, and also taking it orally. This one is the cold pressed extra virgin pumpkin seed oil, 2,000 milligrams per serving. So per tablet is 1,000 milligrams or 1 gram. But let me show you the size of them. They're enormous. Well, I think that's enormous anyway, because I really struggle to take tablets. I can't take tablets with just water. I have to eat something and then kind of put a tablet in between the food and quickly swallow. A quick overview of my bladder issues. I was diagnosed with overactive bladder, but then it was changed to painful bladder syndrome, which was previously known as interstitial cystitis. It is pretty much under control now. I have had this issue for 2003, so what's that? 19 years I've had this problem. That can't be right. 33 and I'm now 48. That's 15 years. 15 years. I was 33 when it happened. So about 15 years I've had this issue. When I first got it, I had constant UTIs. I went on holiday and got a really bad one, was bleeding terribly, and I was in hospital in Barcelona, another time in Gran Canaria. It seemed to be the heat, and when I wasn't keeping hydrated enough, I'd end up with this UTI. But whenever I came back from the holidays, the symptoms would never go away, but they would never show any bacteria. And so I really struggled, and I was in an awful lot of pain at the time, and I left one job. I actually we made an agreement. I can't remember, but we had an actual legal agreement, because I was not getting on with the boss and what he was intending to do. Anyway, that doesn't matter. It was a very stressful time. And then I was looking for a job and ended up working in the NHS. So that's just to give you a quick kind of overview. What I have now, the issues I have now are I can't go more than probably half an hour without going for a wee. I do have to drink a lot of water, but because if I don't drink a lot of water, it can become very stingy and sore. Not just when I go to the bathroom, but just walking around, I can feel it. I can feel the urethra pain and the bladder pain. So that's an issue. And then nighttime urination is a huge issue for me. And I can go to bed, go for a wee, go to bed, and then like 5 minutes later, be like, all right, need a wee again. Get up, go back to bed. 5 minutes later, I need to get out. And that can go on like 6 or 7 times at night. It's infuriating. So I've been offered a couple of things by my urologist that I really didn't want to go through. Well, there was only one of them I didn't want, which was the operation. I was supposed to have it on the Saturday just gone, actually, and it was, can't remember what the name of it was, but it was like to basically, it was a very invasive operation, and it was to take off the sort of lining, and they thought that it might give some relief, but this is something that will give you relief for 3 to 6 months, and then you would need to have it again. It's a continuing procedure, and you have to have it under general anaesthetic. And so even if it did work for me, I'm not in such a bad place now that I would want to have something like that. And it also, when I read reviews of it, it had made a lot of people worse. I was also given a drug called Elmeron, but I couldn't get the prescription filled. And I wasn't that keen on taking it anyway, because it sounded like it had a lot of side effects. But like I said, I did go to get the prescription filled, but because of COVID, it's difficult to get hold of it. So I kind of looked at alternatives, and this came up as being almost as effective as Elmeron. And so I was like, brilliant, I will give this a try. So I've been taking this for, let me tell you, I've been taking this for 3 months so far. I can tell you that because I ordered it from Amazon and started taking it as soon as it arrived. So I've been taking it for 3 months and I feel like it has worked for me. Now, what it's worked on is not, it hasn't done anything for the daytime problem. I'm still going as often as I always have been, but I haven't changed the amount I drink. So actually, you know, I do drink a lot, and so it's probably, that's never going to stop, you know. And I need to try some bladder training. Actually, that definitely helps with the daytime, being able to go less often, but I just haven't been very good at it. But what I think this has helped with is the nighttime. So it isn't 100%. I can't say that every single night I go to bed and that's it, I go to sleep. I normally get up once, if not twice, but actually for me that's really, really good. So I'll normally make sure I don't drink for like half an hour before I go to bed. It should really be a couple of hours, but like I said, I like to drink a lot, otherwise I do end up with some symptoms. So I'll not drink anything for half an hour before I go to bed, and then I'll go to bed and probably 10-20 minutes later I'll get up, go to the bathroom, go back to bed, and a lot of the time I can then go to sleep and go all the way through the night without getting up. Other times I'll need to get up once in the night, but compared to what I usually go through, that is really, really good. And the only thing I can attribute it to is this, and one other thing that I do need to tell you about in case that's responsible. I've been taking soy isoflavones because, I suppose I should jump back, I've missed a bit. I did notice that my nighttime issue was under control with amitriptyline, the drug I was given all those years ago, up until about a year ago. I think that the perimenopause was making it much, much worse, so I went on to HRT. The HRT definitely helped, and the nighttime urination problem kind of resolved again. But then because of my migraines, I had to stop the HRT, and back came the problem. So this is all sort of towards the end of last year. So not being able to take the HRT, I thought I would try soy isoflavones, and I have been taking those ever since. I got them about the same time as this, and they seem to work. They worked certainly on hot flashes, and what was the other thing they worked on? Oh, helping me sleep in general. I was having problems with being a bit sleepless nights. So it could well be down to that, or it could be down to this, but I'm pretty sure it's this. And I've finished the soy isoflavones, and I'm not going to take those again for probably another month or two and see what my symptoms are, see if this continues working for my bladder so that I can exactly figure out what's what. But I do really think it's this that has been working for my bladder. Now, I haven't been taking anywhere near the amount that was taken in the main study. I will link the studies for you in the description. But the main study, they were taking 10 grams a day. So this is 2 grams. If you take 2 of these capsules, that's 2 grams. So you would need to be taking 10 capsules, is that right? Yeah, you would need to be taking 10 of these humongous capsules. That works out about 100 calories, so that's something else to consider if you're on a calorie controlled diet. But I have only been taking 1 capsule a day. There are a couple of other studies at lower levels, which is great. And so I'd be curious to see what happens if I could take more. I did try cutting these capsules and putting them in my morning shake, but honestly, you can taste it. It seems to overpower everything else. It's like a dusty taste. So I didn't enjoy that. It was just contaminating the whole of my shake, and so that didn't work for me. I wonder if I might use pumpkin seed oil if we're frying, if we're having a stir fry or something like that. That's maybe another way to get it. And I've also ordered, I think from eBay I found them, some by Linden's, that are smaller capsules, because I did order some others that were 500 milligrams, some other pumpkin seed oil capsules that were 500, thinking they'd be smaller, and they weren't. They were exactly the same size as this. They'd just been filled up with vitamin E oil. So I think these ones coming from, I think they're called Linden's, will be smaller. I'd much prefer to take like 20 small tablets than I would take 1 or 2 of these. I really would, because I really struggle with taking tablets. And I think the ones I've ordered are 300 milligrams, so I will probably I'll just take them every time I think about it. You know, I'll just take 1 or 2 when I'm eating my lunch or something like that. But try and increase the amount, because at the moment I'm only taking 1/10 of what was used in the study. The study showed that basically more research needs to be done, but that these are, like I said, very, very effective and on a level with Elmeron, which is used for bladder issues. There's studies in both men and women with overactive bladder, with bladder problems, and as I said, there's also some studies showing that it could work for hair regrowth. So it's a really great supplement. There are other benefits to this as well. They have an awful lot of nutrients in them. So they've got vitamin K, phosphorus, manganese, magnesium, iron, zinc and copper. So there's a lot in the capsules. They're high in antioxidants. They've been linked to a reduced risk of certain cancers, particularly breast cancer in postmenopausal women. They improve prostate and bladder health, of course. They're very high in magnesium, which is good for controlling blood pressure. It's good for sleeping, for anxiety, reducing heart disease, it says here, healthy bones, regulating blood sugar levels. Can lower blood sugar levels, help heart health, high in fibre, and it may help improve sleep. I didn't know about the sleep one, to be honest. The zinc can help convert tryptophan to serotonin, which is great. I mean, that's about the actual pumpkin seeds. So, you know, I love pumpkin seeds anyway, and they're easy to add into your diet, but this is specifically pumpkin seed oil. One thing to say about this, do you know, actually, I've just noticed it says on here, supports prostate and urinary health. But one thing I did notice that in all of the pumpkin seed oil supplements I found, it is Curcubita pepo that is the type of pumpkin used. In this study, it was actually Curcubita maxima, and they seem to be two different species, and so it would be ideal if I could find a supplement that had Curcubita maxima in it. I haven't yet found that. I haven't looked in Holland and Barrett, and they don't list. I can't see that it tells you exactly what type of one is in it, but I will be on the hunt for that. That would be really good if I could use the same one, but I'm really encouraged. One other really important indicator that this is working is that when I first started taking these and the soy isoflavones, actually, I wouldn't remember to take them at the weekend because just the routine was different, and I hadn't put them into my big pill box, and I'd just forgotten. And one particular Sunday night, I said to Kev, well, I said to him on the Monday that the night before was really bad. You know, he notices as well. It's like, oh, you were up loads last night. I said, I know. And I said, the weird thing is, I said, I didn't take my pumpkin seed oil this weekend. I said, so it'll be interesting now I start taking it again, if it helps, to see if it helps. And it did. I started taking it again, and that happened 2 weekends in a row. And one weekend I did remember to take my soy isoflavones because I'd put them into my little pill box because they're smaller. These are so big they barely fit in my pill box. And so again, that's a really good indicator that for me, they do work, and they're fairly quick to work as well. And I would say that with all of the benefits that you get from pumpkin seed oil, you've got nothing to lose. The only issue is if, like me, you don't like very large tablets. I'll link the eBay ones I got, that hopefully they're smaller, and I'll if I've received them by the time this video goes up, I'll put a little comment on the side of it as to whether they're smaller. But like I said, there is ways you could use it. You could cook with it, you could put it in your smoothies, you could, you know, there's lots of ways you can get around it, which I'm just working on just now. So I hope that was useful to you. Let me know if you enjoy this kind of video, because there's a few supplements I've been taking with, you know, varying degrees of success. I've been taking glucosamine, well, not anymore, but I did take glucosamine and chondroitin and MSM for years for my knees. That didn't work. I have to tell you, it's not the one that's got the most research behind it. The most research behind things for joints is green-lipped mussel, which is what I'm taking sporadically now. More often I give it to Watson than myself. Obviously, I'm going to do a video on the soy isoflavones and talk about those for menopause symptoms, perimenopause and menopause symptoms. But yeah, let me know if this is the kind of thing that interests you, and if there's any particular supplement you would be interested in me talking about. So that's everything for today. I hope this was interesting, and I'll speak to you again soon.